Joe! ジョーの野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, No More Roadblocks, and today we have Ashita no Joe, episode 78. So we've only got 2 left. This should be really, really good. We had the little, monkey wrench thrown in there at the last minute, trying to, potentially stop the fight, but fortunately, Carlos turned them down. Henry the Hyena, who was this promoter from the United States that manages the current bantamweight world champion Jose Mendoza, comes with this sweet offer, puts a lot of money on the table, and Carlos, decides that the fight with Joe is a lot of meaning behind it, and he really wants to find out if he's better than him. The fact that he had the wherewithal to, turn down a big pile of money like that, and honestly, what could be his only shot at the title if this goes wrong, he's risking a lot by agreeing to fight Joe rather than, taking the easy path here. But yeah, both fighters have determined that this is the fight they want, and, I'm glad it's happening now. We should get to it right away. I'm very eager to start this as soon as possible, but I do have a special announcement. This is a special announcement concerning Ashita no Joe Season 2. Regardless of what video reaction you're watching right now, whether it be the end of Ashita no Joe Season 1, or some episode of Ashita no Joe Season 2, right now available on the Joe Consumes Cinema Patreon is the next 8 episodes of Ashita no Joe Season 2. All you have to do is click the link down below, sign up on the Joe Consumes Cinema Patreon for $1 per month, and get early access. Also, all members get a guaranteed movie request as well. With that, enjoy the reaction. Duel. Carlos versus Yabuki Joe. So I'd have to say the only thing really going against Joe right now is the fact that he doesn't have a sparring partner. Big factor, I think, but at the same time, otherwise they seem very evenly matched. Quick reminder to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also consider signing up for my Patreon for $1 per month. You get access to all my exclusive reactions, also a guaranteed movie request. With that, let's get right back to the reaction.
それじゃあ今日のカオル戦はいただきですね。
勝利の V サインをどうぞ。
ああ、いいよ。こうか
おめえと涙橋で出会ってからどのぐらい経ったかな。わしが今日までボクシングへの情熱を燃やし続けたのもお前がいてくれたからだ。いや、お前がいたからこそわしはボクシングにしがみついてることができた。だが、わしはお前の足手まといにこそなれ何一つしてやれなかった。
That isn't true.
矢吹城の一ファンとして、矢吹城に明日の夢を託している一ファンとして言うんだ。お前に勝ってほしい。勝って涙橋を逆に渡ってほしい。大事な試合の前に雑音入れちまって走ってやつはも
ういいんだよおっつぁん。ほんと言って俺だってそれと考えたことがねえって言ったら嘘にならん。恥ずかしい話だが俺は今ほんとは緊張してカチカチになっちまってるんだよ。勝負は時の運。
I knew Slumtown would show up. Well, they're nothing if not loyal. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
おっちゃんよ、俺はひょっとして勝てるかもしれねえぜ。
I like that.
西
ジョー構うことはね、今日は店は休みにするからジョーについてってやれや。
お前さん何言ってんの。今日は大事。
Alright, the three of them once more.
でも言えることは彼と出会って以来なぜかずっと戦ってきたような気がする。力石君を通じて、そしてまたカーロスを通じて。
世界バンタム級第6位カーロス・リベラ対矢吹ジョーのメインイベントが間もなく始まろうとしております。今夜の会場は実に立水の余地もない。
Yeah, this time it's packed.
矢吹がおめえ3ラウンドまで持つかよ。せいぜい1ラウンドようやく立っていられるかいられねえかだよ。
Knew that was coming. Oh.
よー、これはお嬢さん、変なところだったね。あんたのおかげであのカーロスって大変な野郎と今夜グローブを交えることができるようになった。ありがとうよ。俺はあんたに感謝してるぜ。
矢吹くん頑張ってね。
200、300人はいるでしょうか。ものすごい矢吹の応援団です。今日はどちらかというと外人のカーロスの方に人気が集まった感じですが、
技術的にはカーロスが数段勝っているとも言われておりますが、野生と野生、ひょっとしてお客さんそういう矢吹を期待してるんじゃないですか。
Here we go.
行けカーロス、最初からエンジン全開だ。
It's coming right at him.
うわ
Oh shit.
ニュートラルコーン。
That's a hard left. It's not over yet.
こらジョーたたんか
よいしょ。
Nice.
いいパンチだぜ。男が男をぶん殴るってのはこうじゃなくちゃいけね
Fucking fast.
いけませんな。少しは期待しとったんだが、やはり技術的に違いすぎる。
しかし矢吹は笑ってます。
笑ってる。虚勢を張ってるんですよ矢吹は。あれはいけません。
あ、カーロスの左。早くも2度目のダウン。矢吹カーロスの猛攻撃の前に2度目のダウンです。
いつまで数えてやがるんだい。おめえのような相手に出会ってよ。
ジョー
Using his feet now.
さあ来なカーロス。
He's leaning up against the ropes.
待てカーロス、またスパーリングの時の二の前だぞ。スパーリング。
どうしたお前何やってんだ。
横からの大きなスイング。これなら動けない。
決まった。
He did counter him somehow. We didn't see what it was. It was some kind of left. 'Just beat the count. End of round one. So, 2 knockdowns to 1. It was a 10-7, probably a 10-8 for Carlos.
いや、さすがカーロス、この手をリングの上で、しかも戦いの最中にとっさに使えるとは、まさに天才だと思ったんですよね。
矢吹の左がカーロスのパンチ。
Ah, okay. Into an uppercut in the body, okay.
いや、これはすごい。
素晴らしい男だよ。ジョー・矢吹という男は。
やはり私たちの目に狂いはなかったということだな、カーロス。
こうなったら俺はのびのびと本能の命ずるままに力いっぱい戦ってみるしかないな。
Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. Episode 78, really good one. So even before we get into the fight, there's a lot of cool stuff that happened even before, we actually started fighting. So Dangpei basically confessed to Joe that, he's sorry for, putting all this stuff in his head, but right now the thing that he wants more than anything, just as a fan of Yabuki Joe, not even as his trainer, is for him to win. Like, he doesn't care how it happens, what the justification is, he just wants him to win. He sort of apologized for the whole relationship that they kind of have where, Dangpei sees him first and foremost as a means of, living out his dream vicariously through him. And that's kind of unfair to Joe. He kind of put a lot of weight on him to carry. And so far, he's done it, like, effortlessly. Like, if it wasn't for the whole, hold up with Rikishi and his death and all that, like, I think Joe would have achieved, bantamweight champion status just naturally, given all that we've about the rest of the field. And, Carlos, again, is another, monkey wrench thrown in there, out of left field. He's not even from Japan, an outsider, and he's a top 6, ranked fighter in the bantamweight division in the world. So Joe has had a lot of stuff thrown his way that, honestly, it's kind of commendable he's done as well as he has, given all that he has, encountered throughout his boxing career. It's definitely not atypical, that's for damn sure. Then we had the great moment. Dangpei and Joe are about to leave, and, Slumtown once again comes out, very triumphant. Despite the fact that, he's been gone for so long, they're still die-hard fans. That was really cool to see. Nishi showed up, got the day off, so he could actually be in Joe's corner. Another really cool moment. And then as the three of them are walking to the arena, Yoko pops up and says, good luck. And it was a nice little touching moment where she kind of tells Robert and Carlos in a way that she's been fighting Joe since she first met him. And at first she used Rikishi to do it, and now she's using Carlos to do it. And then to have her, go up to him and say good luck right before the fight. Really touching moment. And it's almost like she's rooting for Joe, more so than for Carlos in this. Like, honestly, like, she wants him to do well. And it's a very complex relationship, right? Where the two never really have been friends, and yet they have so much history and connection together, and she honestly wants him to live up to the promise. That was another just really, really cool moment. Then we get to the actual fight. And man, Carlos starts out like a bullet, just knocks Joe down in, I think they said 5 seconds with a left straight. And Joe gets back to his feet. Then, Carlos beats him up some more and knocks him down again. This time, Joe barely makes it back to his feet. He literally has to knock the ref down with his legs to buy him like an extra half second to get back to his feet and then, beat the 10 count. It was very, very close. When the two sparred, Joe used this technique where he leaned against the rope and then, launched a counter from it. And he basically used something similar here. Didn't do the exact same trick, but he deflected Carlos's right straight with a left and then cocked it back again and then threw basically an uppercut to the body. And I guess the fact that he was coming forward at the same time, doubled the force and knocked Carlos on his ass, and he was really surprised by it. He got up at like the count of 8, but it was, relatively close too. So right now, Carlos is ahead, 2 knockdowns to 1, so it was honestly looking like a 10-7 with the double knockdown, and, people were thinking Joe was just going to get knocked out of there, relatively quickly. But yeah, now we have an actual fight on our hands, and both guys, have a little bit more respect for one another given what they have just done to each other. And yeah, it should be really cool, the conclusion of this fight. I think it's going to be bloody and violent on the level of a Joe versus Rikishi, Joe versus Wolf. Not likely to end in a death or anything like that, but these guys are not going to be able to, walk on their own power for a good bit after the conclusion of this fight. I'm pretty damn confident. But yeah, I'm eager to get to this and, wrap up this first season. And with that, as always, thanks for watching, and peace.